Hello, people. Good morning, good afternoon. Another beautiful day. Yup. Yes. Hope your five senses work. Health and strength is good. What? What's up, gamers? Let me talk to Phil Spencer real quick. This video is for you. The video consistency is success in the video game industry. Consistency is success. The video game industry is an endurance game. Okay, and no console manufacturer in the video game industry goes through the video game industry with no problems. There's gonna be problems. There's gonna be low moments and there's gonna be high moments. But as long as you stay consistent, that's what really matters. Like, I think I was watching CNN one day, and I think George Bush said to Al Gore, he is not consistent. So, consistency. You have to be consistent in the video game industry, meaning that you keep your system, keep your the Xbox up to date with games. Keep This Week on Xbox running. Keep Game Pass getting games, and have the Xbox get updates. So you have to be consistent in this video game industry, and video games are very high demanding, very high maintenance, and they always need a lot of work. So you gotta have a powerful console. You gotta have a powerful console and handheld in this video game market to run video games, and there's no sugarcoating it. So to say that the Xbox One is a failure, to me that statement is a straight joke. The Xbox One is not a failure in a lot of people's eyes. Okay, 60 to 70 million to 80 million to 90 million users is nothing to laugh at. It's better than 1,000. Think of all the console manufacturers that came before you, including Sega, even though they gave you the keys to the kingdom. Sega, Atari, Panasonic, Neo Geo. Who else? What's that? The Ouya. Who else can I think of? Turbo Graphics. All of them. Think of all the console manufacturers came before you. 60 million users, 70 million users, 80 million users, 90 million users on Xbox is nothing to laugh at. You can't walk with your head down in the game industry when you have 60 to 70 to 80 to 90 million users. You should be holding your head high with confidence. Okay? This notion that the Xbox One is a failure is a complete joke, because the Xbox One X is more powerful than the PlayStation 4 Pro. More powerful than the PS4 Pro, more powerful than the PS4 Slim and the regular PS4, the Xbox One X. So to say that the Xbox One is a failure is a complete joke. Power and specs matters in video games. Okay, it does matter, and it's nothing to laugh at. Okay, you need a powerful console to run these games because they're so high maintenance and so very demanding. Okay, and you need a powerful console to keep up with the demands of video games. So to say that the Xbox One is a failure, it's a joke. Now, for those people who say that Xbox has no games, my question to them is this: what do you call a game? And then to say that Xbox has no story-driven games, let me ask them this: are you trying to tell me that Halo don't have a story? Are you trying to tell me that that Gears of War don't have a story? What do you mean by story-driven games? Oh, oh, or better yet, do you even understand video games at all? To say that the Xbox One is a failure when you got 60 to 70 to 80 million or 90 million users on it, it is a complete joke. That statement is a joke to me. Because the console manufacturers that came before Xbox, they wish they had 60 to 70 to 80 to 90 million users. Okay? So if you got 60 to 70 to 80 to 90 million users, you have to walk with your head high. Okay? This video game industry is about consistency. It's an endurance game. So you have to stay on top of things. Focus on the games that you have. Make sure the Xbox is getting their games. Make sure that Game Pass is getting its games. Make sure the games have updates. Make sure you have your deals. And you refresh your consoles when it's needed. And you're good. You have to stay consistent in this video game industry. And that is the name of the game. So no one at Xbox should really be walking with their heads down. No one really. Because 60 to 70 to 80 to 90 million users is very hard to come by in this video game industry. You have to stay consistent and focus on the game that you have. Now, as far as that Redfall situation, it's PlayStation's fault. Sitting here laughing here. It's PlayStation's fault. I'm joking though. I'm joking. Okay, that Redfall situation is forgivable. We forgive you for it. We're not gonna hold you hostage. We're not gonna hold you hostage with the Redfall situation, like how the PlayStation fans do it. We'll forgive you for it. The game can be updated. It's when you don't fix the game that's when it becomes a problem. But other than that, man, you shouldn't be walking around with your head down. If you got 60 to 70 to 80 million users, or 90 million users, man, you should be walking with your head high. This video game industry is very competitive, and these video games are very high maintenance and very demanding and very complex. And you need a powerful console in this video game industry to bring out the details in video games, okay? Never walk with your head down in this video game industry when you have 60 to 70 to 80 to 90 million users, okay? It's better than 1,000. It's better than 100,000, okay? So yeah, you guys, Xbox did video games right. The games that you guys have, the games that Xbox have, it has brought life into the video game industry. The games that Microsoft have, or Xbox, whoever, has brought life into the game industry. I guarantee you right now, if you ask all the Xbox users this, would they go back to the old ways of video games? I will tell you this, 99% of them will say no. We're not going back to that old stuff. Okay? The games that Xbox have, they have brought life into the video game industry. And that is something to be proud of. Okay? That Xbox helped the video game industry grow. Okay? Never take that for granted. Okay? 60 to 70 to 80 million users is nothing to laugh at. Okay? You guys should be walking with your head high, okay? It's not about beating PlayStation per se. It's not about beating PlayStation. Leave that alone. It's about staying consistent, okay, in this video game industry. This video game industry is an endurance game. It's an endurance game, okay? You got an infrastructure in place. Keep working on it and keep getting your games, okay? This video is very competitive, okay? The console manufacturers that came before you and they're not here anymore, they wish they had 60 million users. They wish they had 70 million users. They wish they had 80 million users, or even 90, or even 100 million users. Okay? What Microsoft has done for video games should not be taken for granted. And anybody who says Xbox don't have any games, they need to be quiet. because they don't know what a video game is when they say Xbox don't have any games. And whoever came up with that narrative, okay? This video game industry is about consistency, okay? These video games are very demanding and very high maintenance, okay? You guys at Microsoft should be focusing on the games you have that you're developing, okay? And communication is priority one, okay? Within that situation, taking care of your users, focusing on the games you have, focus on the Xbox ecosystem as a whole. That's what you focus on. Don't focus on beating on PlayStation, because if you focus on try to beat PlayStation, so to speak, you're taking your foot off the gas. Do not take your foot off the gas, man. Keep moving. You got a nice infrastructure with Xbox right now that you got going on, and you got games that are that you have in development that a lot of the Xbox users are looking forward to play. That's what needs attention. This notion about beating PlayStation. Look, beating PlayStation is not the end all be all to video games. Okay? Beating, like you said, sales ain't the end all be all to video games. Beating PlayStation is not the end all be all to video games. Okay? Because if you beat PlayStation, then what? What's next? Does it stop there? The video game industry is an endurance game. There's really no real winners in this game industry. There is no winners in the game industry. This video game industry is an endurance game, and it's all about consistency. So this notion that beating PlayStation solves all your problems is a bunch of nonsense. You got to keep going in this industry. You can't take your foot off the gas. Okay? You got a nice user base. You got a lot of good games that are in development and that are coming. Okay? You got Windows to deal with. You got Game Pass to deal with. You got This Week on Xbox to deal with. Nice show, by the way. Love that show. You got to keep all that in perspective, man. You really can't focus on focus on the competition. You got to focus on Xbox. Okay? Because look, man, this video game industry is an endurance game. There were many console competitors that came before you. They probably paved the way. But even they wish they had 60 to 70 to 80 to 90 million users right now. Okay? So yeah, this video game industry is an endurance game, man. And the video games don't care about who beats who. They're like, video games are like, okay, who got the most powerful console to run these games? Who got the most powerful console to run these games? That's what we care about. We don't care about if Sony beats. Video games are like, we don't care if Microsoft beat PlayStation or PlayStation beats Microsoft, or Microsoft beat Nintendo and Nintendo beats Microsoft, or Nintendo beats PlayStation. Video games don't care about that. Video games are like, who got the most powerful console on the market so these games can be run and played. Okay? This video game industry is an endurance game. Okay? So, Phil Spencer, and to everybody at Xbox, you got a lot of good things going on, man. Okay? You got a nice user base, and it's growing. Never take the video game industry for granted. And the video game industry is not about, oh well, if Xbox beats PlayStation, that's the end all be all to video games. No, you got to keep going with this, okay? Because every console generation, the games, they raise the bar, and they need this, they need that, they need the latest tech to play and run. So yeah, this industry is an endurance game, man. So never tell anyone that Xbox One is a failure. Says who? Xbox One is not a failure. It's more powerful than the PS4 Pro. That's one. It's more powerful than the PS4 Slim. It's more powerful than the regular PS4. Okay. Power and specs matters in video games. Okay. And some of the PlayStation fans, they wish they had some of the Xbox games to play. Just saying. Some of the PlayStation fans, they wish they had some of the Xbox games to play. Okay. You got a user base. You got a user base for all those games that you have. and they're looking for the next series in those games, the next chapter, the next episode, the next whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's what you guys focus on, man. So never walk around with your head down in this game industry when you got 60 to 70 to 80 to 90 million users. That is better than 100,000 and better than 500,000 users. Okay? Never walk with your head down, man. You guys got to walk with your heads up high and be like, look, okay, we got to keep going. This is an endurance game, okay? You're going to have up and down moments. And yes, Redfall is PlayStation's fault. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have up and down moments in the game industry, but you got to keep going, man. You know, this is an endurance game, man. You know, and consistency is the name of the game, man. The other thing you got to fix with Xbox is this: is like when they buy digital games from the Xbox store, they need to be installed on the system. Okay, the entire game. They need to be installed. They need to be installed on the system. Okay, the entire game. You know, like if I buy a digital game from the Xbox store, can I play this game offline with no internet connection? Can I play this game with no internet connection? Can I play this game, you know, offline with no internet connection whatsoever? You know what I'm saying? That's what you guys need to fix on Xbox, like with the 360, the Xbox One, or the Series X and S. If I buy a game on the Series X and S, Xbox One, either one, or the 360, can I play those games offline, multiplayer and all, with no internet connection? That's what you guys need to fix, man, with the Xbox. Okay, if I buy, because not everybody in the internet, not everybody in the world can afford the internet. Nope. Not everybody. So like not everybody can afford the internet. So the question is now, okay, if a person goes into the Microsoft store and they own a 360, or they own an Xbox One, or they own the Series X and S, right? Or the Xbox One Digital Edition, any one of them, can they buy the games, the entire game, and play that game offline? Can they? That is the real question. And if they got the physical copy of a game, let's say I got the physical copy of Anthem, can I play this game offline with no internet connection? Even with multiplayer, local multiplayer, can I play this game offline with no internet connection? Seriously, that's what you guys need to look at. Can I if I go into the Microsoft store and I got a 360 Xbox One, any one of them, or the Series X and S, and I paid $70 for the full game. Can I play that full game offline with no internet connection whatsoever? Local multiplayer, like with friends, or local multiplayer against the computer? That's what you guys need to fix on Xbox One, because that's a big problem. Okay, if a person got an Xbox Series X and S, can they play their games offline? And that issue needs to fix. The other issue is this: when the Xbox enforcement team, bans people that don't hack your network. You know, seriously, can they? You know, I'll put this up here. Can they? You know, when the Xbox enforcement team bans people that don't hack your network, that is a serious problem. That is a serious problem. So, you know, you can't be banning people that don't hack your network, especially when they never opened the consoles or ran any emulations or mods or did any soldering to the thing. Especially when they know what opening the Xbox means, you know. So you can't turn this light off. You can't be banning people that don't hack your network. You know, You know what I'm saying? So uh, people get angry online sometimes. People get angry when they play video games. Who don't? Everybody gets angry at a game that they play. Everybody does. But to ban somebody that never hacked your network, it's wrong. Seriously, it's wrong. So yeah, you know, people that don't even know how to do don't even know programming, how to solder or how to mod, or people that don't even know emulation. When you ban people like that, that looks bad on you. So you your Xbox console bans, they need to change. You know, I've seen a lot of people try to cover the Xbox console ban, but they tried. But I'm trying to address this here. Like, you need to change your policies on how people get banned on your network, especially when they never they don't have control of the server. That's number one, meaning the physical server to set the rules to the game for online. They don't they never rent. They're not part of a hacker group. They're not part of a hacker movement or cult. They don't know emulation or soldering or modding or stuff like that. You can't, and if they get angry online or they say something, you can't just ban them. Just like you can't just permanently ban them. You know, video game. Some of these games are very challenging, and they will they'll make you get angry at the screen. Everybody that plays video games gets angry. There's no such thing as a perfect gamer. There's no such thing as a perfect gamer, man. So you guys need to change your policies on that. But back to the Xbox One though. The Xbox One is not a failure, man. The Xbox One is not a failure. You guys just need to change some of your policies on the like when people buy their physical and digital games. Can they play their games offline? Can they play their games offline? If a person goes into the Microsoft store, can they purchase the games online? I mean, purchase the games in full and play them offline with no internet connection. Okay? And for instance, okay, if you got an Xbox One, why do I need to sign into your network? What if I don't decide to be online? What if I go to the retail store and purchase the physical game? What if I just want to play the game offline? Policies like that need to change, man. But other than the Xbox One is not a failure, man, and not in my eyes. No, it's not. There are just some things that need to be changed, and that's it. But because if you got 60 to 70 to 80 to 90 million users, man, that's impressive for a console, man. So that is impressive. So it's all about staying consistent in this game industry. Consistency is success. Anyway, we'll leave this video for y'all to enjoy. Nice talking to you people again. Chris, still a Star Wars and Star Trek fan, or Dark Side. Come on. Peace.